Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I've been a trader and technical analyst for the last 8.5 years. So today I'm going to cover the markets, the indices, some crypto, some commodities, and movers and shakers of the day. We have NVDA earnings in 7 minutes, so we should get a reaction out of that while I'm live. Let's go ahead and shrink my face. All right, starting out with ES. So on ES, we lost our 4-hour uptrend. We did not lose the 4-hour 26 EMA. However, we lost the 4-hour uptrend, so daily consolidation is now underway. And we have really retraced a large percentage of this move. So now we're looking for an hourly lower high. But of course, Nvidia can make or break the market. It can reverse everything to the upside. And then it could also get some continuation to the downside. All right, so that's ES. NASDAQ held up a little bit better. On the 4-hour, we're still holding the 12 EMA with a long lower wick of bulls buying the dip. So today we had the FOMC meeting minutes. We had a 20-year bond auction. And then tomorrow we have jobless claims. So it's still a fairly boring economic event week. But Nvidia earnings after hours, Snow just reported they missed and they're up currently. We have ELF after hours, BFC. So we have some high implied volatility or implied moves for some really volatile names. And some of you guessed yesterday that I traded game because I looked like disheveled. You were so right. I probably look disheveled today too because I traded game again. Just kind of gets you. So yeah, 4-hour 12 EMA, we're still holding that on NASDAQ. It's not game over for these bulls by any measure. Look at the air pocket we have between price and the 12 EMA. Bulls have just been running it. And then we have RTY. RTY, we have a potential hourly bear flag. On the 4-hour, we've lost all key MAs, including the 50 MA. So if you're going to look short tomorrow, I would definitely look in the direction of the Russell, if all things remain close to the same condition they're in now. But it was definitely the weakest of the day. And then Dow was the second weakest. I mean, we still have plenty of room for a daily higher low compared to 394.05. 4-hour downtrend, hourly downtrend, potential hourly bear flag. And we have VIX with a big pop today. On the 4-hour, we got over 1259 and 1267. But the odds that we just zoomed to a daily higher high, it would probably take a geopolitical event. Speaking of geopolitical events, so VIX is bearish. The 12 EMA is still maintaining price. And then this 26 EMA is sustaining or suppressing price on the 4-hour. And on the hourly, we have enough room for higher low. Nvidia will likely affect this. So like I was saying, a geopolitical headline could spike VIX, and what could that be? Well, mRNA ran today. Well, what does that have to do with geopolitical events? Well, since you asked, there was a headline this morning that a second strain or some other strain, I'm sorry that I don't have it exactly, I'm paraphrasing, of COVID is out. So the names that had COVID vaccines or have COVID vaccines, like Pfizer only went up 3.64. And then mRNA went up 1367. And I was looking at shorting this today, and I did take a short. And then I noticed that Chart Guys Joey was also taking a short inputs, looking for the quarterly lower high compared to 217.25. I just think mRNA is a little bit ahead of its skis right here, and I think that we could get a top fish opportunity tomorrow. So I'm swinging mRNA short, small, speculative position, but I would love a day trade short tomorrow. So if any other news comes back substantially with COVID, then that could impact the market and VIX. All right, getting back to our regularly scheduled program. Bitcoin today, we're looking for an hourly lower high. Bitcoin didn't roll over as much as the market did. And look, we still have a squeeze. And then I like to make note when we have low volume bear consolidation, it's just something to make note of saying, wait a minute, bears aren't really proving themselves. And at this point, we still have 703.84. We got a 4-hour higher high, but I would just call this a tightening pattern on the 4-hour. And on the daily, it's still a potential bull flag. Ethereum, let's look at the 12-hour, I think is what I was looking at earlier. Yeah, on the 12-hour, we have a potential bull flag. Look at the distance between price and that 12 EMA. Bulls are comfy cozy. And look here at this, looky here at this bear volume consolidation, very, very low. All right, looking at coin. Coin had a green day. So coin had a bull break from the daily falling wedge. We talked about that yesterday in the market recap. We broke above this 235.80. However, we got karate chop to the throat at the daily 50 MA, and coin was still one of the few green crypto related names. Maybe I missed a few, but Mara was red, MSTR was red, Riot was green, and coin was up the biggest, 2.54, plenty of room for a daily high or low, 4-hour uptrend. This may EQ out, and by EQ out, I mean we've pulled back so much that I would anticipate an hourly lower high, and we may have some type of equilibrium pattern play out, and it could have a lot to do with what Bitcoin does. All right, looking at the dollar. All right, on the dollar, I think I looked at it on the 2-day is the way I tightened it up. If you don't like the way something looks, it's not like we're going to a different time frame to make it match our thesis and cram a square peg in a round hole. We're going to a different time frame for clarity, not to say, oh, I want a bearish thesis. I need clarity. And typically, if you go up one more time frame, you can get that clarity. So looking at the daily, you can see we have 5 candles. That's a little bit too drawn out for any type of flag on the daily time frame. So on the 2-day, you can see that we're looking for a lower high. We have the 12 EMA overhead. So we'll see if the dollar can sit its booty down. We have plenty of room for an hourly high or low. It's been squelching. Gold moves. Is gold oversold yet on the 4-hour? I didn't check that. No, not yet. I would be interested in gold. Okay, we must have Nvidia earnings out. Yep, and we're climbing right now. I don't have those earnings right now. I did want to show you weekly. Okay, on the weekly, we're looking at 974. Okay, we already have a new all-time high, but that has to hold into tomorrow. Then we're looking up at the fib extension, the 1.272, 1033.28. And the 1.5 would be 1082. So congratulations, Nvidia bulls, if and only if these gains are maintained. So let's get this back, the ship back righted. So this is good news for the market. Let's go look at NASDAQ real quick. NASDAQ is having another leg up and a new all-time high based on Nvidia. And again, this won't be sustained if Nvidia doesn't maintain these gains. Long lower wick of bulls buying the dip here. I want to stay here long enough to watch this to see. Do we go through? We need to go through 53.50. All right, 53.50. SMCI is running. Semis are running. So overall, we're doing great right now. Right now, Nvidia is in a good spot. Now, what really sets the tone of earnings is the guidance. Because the last 3 months, bulls and bears, well, in this case, bulls have been pricing in some outperformance on earnings. Well, obviously, I haven't looked at it, that they've outperformed the expectation. So now the real question is the future. What is the guidance? Are they going to guide in line? Are they going to raise that guidance? If they raise that guidance, that should help sustain this bullish move on Nvidia. So on Apple had a red day. Why'd you do that? So we had a double top, 192.82, 192.73. We went up. We did a look above and fail, which I point out every time Apple does this because it is infamous. Is that the right word? Infamous for doing that. So the next bounce, we're looking for an hourly lower high, and we'll see if Nvidia can help the overall market. That's great. I have the windows open, so we have people driving by, but the wind feels good and some sunshine. I needed it. All right, Amazon did a look above and fell as well. We looked above yesterday's high. We were unable to sustain it. We're back under the hourly 50 MA. We're at the daily 50 MA. So let me say that again. We're below the hourly 50 MA, but we're holding the daily 50 MA, and we're looking for a 2-day higher low on Amazon. Amazon hasn't been participating in a lot of the bull fun, and we closed pretty flat today. So I would say that's a strong close considering that the markets were red. All right, we have a potential 4-hour bull flag on Netflix. Let's look at it on the hourly. We pulled back more than what bulls would have liked. And let's be cautious tomorrow and see if this plays out a potential hourly head and shoulders. And remember, Netflix is not at all-time high. It's at a 52-week high. Tesla gave back way too much of yesterday's big, beautiful move. How much, you say? Let me look. It gave back up to the golden pocket 65% of yesterday's move, a lot more than what bulls would have liked to have seen. So tomorrow, we're going to be looking for an hourly lower high. A 4-hour lower high is probably the better time frame on Tesla. Marijuana, just a big nothing burger today. We broke the prior day low by just 3 pennies, and essentially we're still holding it. We're still inside this daily EQ. 876 is the level to hold. It's all about 876. I'll be interested in MSOS long bottom fish compared to 876 if it were to hold. XLF. So XLF had a bearish day. We had this big pullback Monday, and we set a 4-hour lower high. And then today we went ahead and made a 4-hour lower low, only by 4 pennies. So it's not game over for bulls just yet. On gold, I've shown y'all this daily trend line until I'm blue in the face. I think I got heckled last week for showing this. Like, why would you short Goldman Sachs? Well, because of this. So I shorted it yesterday. It was unable to break above this 47148. I shorted it at 470.35, and I had 2 different covers today. They weren't the best exits. I did get a little over $5 in the money on the last exit, and I think $3 in the money on the first exit. So we'll take that win, and on the next bounce, we'll be looking for an hourly lower high. Goldman Sachs, of course, this chart still looks beautiful. I'm looking for day trades and maybe short swings. XLV was a queen of the mountain trade this morning. We had this high compression squeeze on the hourly chart. We broke above yesterday's high by 6 cents and then came back in. But definitely healthcare led us today. It was one of the few sectors that closed green. Game is getting tight. Hourly squeeze. I swear I don't do any drugs. I keep doing this to my nose when I'm doing these market recaps. I'm like, nose, you're not itching. And then I just keep doing it. The more I think about it, the more I rub it. So promise, not on drugs. My mama would kill me. All right, so on game, I pointed out earlier in the chat that we had a 2 and/or 5 minute potential falling wedge. We broke bull in a big way. I will be watching game tomorrow and Friday for this tightening range to resolve to the upside or to the downside. Right now, I'm favoring upside, and then bears will still be looking for a daily lower high. So let me make sure I covered everything. GS, yep. And SPY and QQQ had a very low volume day again today, so we can get chopped up. So be careful. Memorial Day weekend, this is when all the New York traders head to the Hamptons, at least the ones that are successful. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Let's check in on NVDA real quick. It's still holding gains, not as nice as bulls would have liked. We're stopping at 1,000. All right. Y'all have a great night and use stop losses.